Okay, so we're on Lahanaka 3, page 3, Iver Koiga Kahar, number 54. And we're going to look at the question words for asking where, what, and who. Okay? So to ask where, you use the word ka. Okay? So where are you? Ka will to. Okay, so if I ask you, Wardra, ka will to. Okay, come and show. I'm here. Okay? Come into is where do you usually be. So come into, or imagine, where are you in the morning? And you would say, Bim Salaba, I am in bed. Okay? Bim Machola, I'm in my sleeping, I'm asleep. Okay? And where were you? Karev to. Okay? And where will you be, like where will you be tomorrow? Kame to. Okay, so Kame to Amara, Beme Gober, I'll be working, Beme Mexico, I'll be in Mexico, Beme Canada, in Canada. Okay, Kame to. Beme Sawaya, I'll be at home. Okay? So ka. Now, if you notice here, the word ka is used with the present, the past, the future, and all that. When we learned, like I said, ka is an irregular verb. Okay, when we learn the regular verbs, ka changes to kar in the past, and we'll look at that later. Okay. So, but it's irregular here. Now, if you want to ask what, there's two words that mean what. It's kod or cared.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm using kod on this one. And the words for kod and cared are followed by a. Okay, which is what's called a relative pronoun in Irish. Okay, and there's, I think, 7 or at least 7 different meanings of the word a in Irish, okay? So one of them is the relative pronoun. And sort of, cod a means sort of like what that, okay? And when you have the word ta, it combines to become the word ata, okay? So you want to ask what is in the kitchen, it's cod ata sakishtin. And you'll see that two ways. You'll see cod ata or you'll see cod ta sufficient. Okay, so a lot of times that first gets dropped off. But cod ta, something like what is it that is in the kitchen? Okay, cod ta sufficient. Now, if you want to ask what is usually in the kitchen, cod avian sufficient. If you wanted to answer that, you could say bian te, agus shukra, agus glini, and so on. So there's tea and sugar and glasses, agus kupine, and so on. Okay, the things that are usually in the kitchen. Or kadavian sakishna, or what is usually in the refrigerator. You can describe what you usually have in the refrigerator. Okay? If you want to ask what was in the kitchen, kadavi sakishtin. I see, there was a snake in the kitchen. Okay? So. Right, okay. Right. So karabi sufficient. Viloch sufficient. There was a mouse in the kitchen, okay? So and what will be in the kitchen? Karave sufficient. Okay. Right. Okay. Karave. And then you would answer just bay, whatever. Okay? So you might have a little room set up in the kitchen. You might say bay and kat sufficient. The cat will be in the kitchen, okay? Karave sufficient. And to ask who, use the word ke. So who is in the kitchen? Ke ata sufficient. And I might answer Neil dina erbe sufficient. There's no one at all in the kitchen. Okay? And ke avian sufficient. Who is usually in the kitchen? I might say Bim Shahain sufficient. I'm usually in the kitchen, okay? Or who was in the kitchen? Ke avi sufficient. I could say the river sufficient. Bob was in the kitchen. And
Does K refer only to people?
Yeah, K refers to people. Unless you're using like personified animals, I guess you can get by with that. But yeah.
It's like I can't just say Mashakaji.
Yeah. Yeah. How is it?
CIA.
Not modern, I don't think. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, and who will be in the kitchen? Ke-ave sufficient. Okay? So if you notice the word ka, eclipses. So ka will, there's a BH on the front. Ka mian, there's an M in front of the B. Ka may, there's an M in front of the B. Similar to what un does when you're asking a question. Un will, un mian, un rev, un may. Okay? Kad that there, the nights. So kad avian. Okay, it's kind of like ni does, ni vian. Kad avian. Kad avi, what was. Kad ave, what will be. Okay, and likewise the with ke the night. So ke avian, ke avi, ke ave. All right. And that's something that what's called a relative pronoun does. Okay, we'll be seeing that one show up a lot later. Okay, and before we start doing little dialogues and conversations and things like that, let's look at some more words that we can put into the sentences. So here's a bunch of time words. So we'll kind of read down the first column and then go over to the right-hand one. So today is inye. Yesterday inye. And tomorrow amara. This morning is morning today. Imagine inye. Yesterday morning was morning yesterday. Imagine inye. And tomorrow morning, morning tomorrow. Imagine amara. Tonight is a nocht. Last night is a rare. And tomorrow night is night tomorrow. Itha amara. Now, the word for tonight is a nocht. So any of you who know Spanish, don't get confused. Okay, a nocht is tonight, this night. Okay, and last night is a rare. It's a different word. Okay. This week is the week this. Anchachten sho. Okay, whenever you want to say this or that in Irish, the word sho and shin, meaning this and that, come after the word, unlike in English. So this week, the week this. Anchachten sho. Last week is this week past. So the week this past. Anchachten shakacha. And next week is the week this towards us. Anchachten shahugan. Okay. This month is the month this, and visha. Last month is the month this past, so and visha kacha. And next month, the month this towards us, and visha hugan. Okay. Now, for this year, actually, I gave you. There's another way to do this. You can do kind of like we did with week and with month, in that you could say an lian sho to mean this year, and lian sho, which means the year this, or last year be an lian shokacha, which is the year this past. But there are other forms that you can use, and so this year you can say imliana. Okay, and remember the B is eclipsed, so you don't pronounce the B at all, it's just you pronounce the M. So imliana. And last year anuri. Okay, and then next year he follows this pattern, and lian shohugan. Okay. And I didn't put them on here, but there's another word in Irish you should know, kaikish. Does anyone know what kaikish is? Fortnight. So Irish uses the word kaikish a lot too. Fortnight. So, and you can use it all. Not as much with these things. You wouldn't necessarily say this fortnight and next fortnight. But if you're talking about coming in 2 weeks, you wouldn't say Bayman sho gyam vashachtana. I'll be here in 2 weeks. You'll say Bayman sho gyam kaikish. I'll be here in a fortnight. Okay. So I think in older English you would tend to use the term more, but Irish still uses it. Okay. All right. So, bunch of time words. Now the other thing is when you're using the word, the being forms, there's some extra terms that are useful to distinguish how often something happens, okay? So, always is igoni. Often is gominik. Every day is gafla. sometimes is uranta. From time to time, o'am goham. And ever or never is riyuv. Okay? So, igoni sort of, the basic meaning of igoni is something like in residence. So it's, you may know that expression when you say, kawiltu idokoni, where are you in your living? Okay? So, but when you use igoni by itself, it means forever, or that means always, always. Okay? Minik means often, gominik means like oftenly. Okay, it's an adverb, because you're describing how often something happens. Okay? The word gach means every. Okay, law is day, so gach law is every day. How do you think you'd say every week? Gach shachten. So I can say, Bien Wijin Show, gach shachten. So we are here every week. Okay?